Hello viewer. Welcome to Season 2 of LOACCC created by WayneZ0207. As our loyal test subject, you will subscribe to and follow all of this creator's socials including Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitch. To make college and video creating tactics more accessible, you will also review Life of a Content Creating College Student on Spotify. Failure to comply with the following instructions will result in obliteration by sentry turrets. Please choose wisely and enjoy the show. We are watching you.
In a tight crunch for scholarships. Trying to get around the writer's block for your next video. We've got you covered. Welcome to Life of a Content Creating College Student. With your hosts, WayneZ0207 and Charlotte Wade.
And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks. My name is Colton W. Hurst, also known as WayneZ0207 on the internet. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 13 of Life of a Content Creating College Student. After a disastrous Episode 12 recording, we're back at it again, and this time we're in our proper room with our co-host and guest.
Lucky 13, right? This is going to be a great episode. I have good vibes.
Absolutely. We're back at it and ready to get this show on the road. It's been a while since Charlotte has been on. She had many matters to attend to.
Oh my gosh, one after the other. I am so sorry, but I'm so glad to be back.
Glad to have you back, Charlotte. So now that the co-host is back, we're returning to our original schedule for this podcast. Co-host and recurring guest, just teaching you all about balancing content creation and academics.
Absolutely. Our favorite things to talk about. Student success.
Student success in a nutshell.
Yeah. Well, speaking about student success, what are 2 things that went well for you in the last 2 weeks?
Okay, I was literally drained these past 2 weeks, so I've had to shorten up what I typed in our episode notes. But during the weekend after week 4, I got the chance to visit the Womplers today.
Nice. Womplers is probably my favorite last name I've ever heard, ever. What did you do with them? Did you have fun?
Well, Dad had to go over there because he has a job going on these next few weeks. With them, he's doing some carpentry work for them.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I hear that was also... Never mind. I don't want to make this joke anymore. I think it's bad. You should cut this out.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's probably for the best that we don't make that joke around here.
Yeah. I was going to compare your dad to Jesus. The carpenter. Sorry. Jesus is also a carpenter, but I don't know if that's offensive. It really lifts up your dad.
Well, he's not a Leo by any means, so yeah, I'm not sure if he'll take that compliment to heart too much.
It's a compliment. It is a compliment. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening, most certainly. But anyways, he's definitely got a job going on with them. And the Womplers, we've actually known them for quite a long time.
Oh, yeah? How long?
Since I was a newborn.
Oh, wow. So your whole life?
Basically.
They're like practically family, like one of those close friends.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah, long time friends.
Nice. What else did you do in the last 2 weeks?
I went to the epicenter during week 5, and that was on a Tuesday. Things have literally been so crazy, folks. I can't even begin to describe it to you right now.
It's okay. Sometimes we got to organize our emotions before we're able to speak about it. But tell me, how many strikes did you get? Because you're pretty good at bowling.
I actually went to the arcade.
Oh. What is it? Points?
Jackpots.
So jackpots. How many jackpots did you get?
I'd say right around 5.
Nice. Let me guess. Pinball?
It's actually Crossy Road. One jackpot on Crossy Road and then a few on Space Invaders Frenzy. It's a different type of jackpot.
Oh, okay. Like old school Space Invaders?
No, it's more like a remixed version of Space Invaders. Basically, you have one power-up per game that shows up at a certain point when you play, as well as bombs that come in every now and then. And I think there's a total of 3 bombs that show up. And what I've done is basically I focus on the enemies that move in closely and very, very quickly. Because if you're trying to get the high score and win the jackpot, let me tell you, it's not easy unless you focus on the enemies that are moving quickly, because they can get to your turrets really quickly. Bam, it's over.
Yeah, one and done. Well, it sounds like you have a strategy to get to these jackpots. I have a question for you. Back when I was young at the Epicenter, there was a game called like Queen Spider, something like that, and you got to step on spiders that lit up. Is that game still there? And did you get the jackpot for that game?
I don't think so.
So did you turn any of your tickets for prizes?
It's kind of hard to say this without offending anyone, but
Well, I just made a Jesus joke, so I think you're fine.
but I just don't see any value in most of the prizes that I see at the Epicenter.
That's why you go for candy, right?
You know I don't take, just simple pleasure things very easily.
That's fair. I know you.
Yeah, I mean, I usually don't purchase anything unless marginal benefit outweighs marginal costs in economic terms.
Wow, very diplomatic approach.
Does that save you money?
Well, it saves you tickets.
Which is basically Epicenter money.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I really miss this group so much. Like, hard to believe that we were out for quite a while, but we're back in the swing of things, and that's all that matters.
I'm glad you got to go in the arcade. I remember when we were in Washington, D.C., and we had the last few minutes in the arcade, and you crushed it there too. But do you prefer to go to the Epicenter for the arcade more than the bowling, would you say?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that I literally do at the arcade is just jackpot hunt, just for the hay of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Or isn't there a little ride where you can ride in the Spider-Man car?
Yeah, it's for small kids though.
Oh,
I've outgrown that ride.
that's fair. It's always looked appealing to me.
Yeah, I totally see where you're coming from.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, in the last couple of weeks, how did these things help you grow? And what did you gain from it?
Well, I can't be more straightforward than I got. Other than that, I got the chance to slow down. That's really all that I can literally say.
Yeah. We all need that space to slow down and to center ourselves. It's needed. It's needed for our health. It's needed for the mental clarity. And I think right now we're in week 5 of academics, right? So
This
you're
is
right
correct.
in the midst. You need that break. I'm proud of you. Well, what's one setback that you've come across as well in these last 2 weeks? Because it can't all be happy, right?
April's been a tough month for me, folks. With everything going on, including taking 18 credits, working on the website project that I've been laboring at this term, as well as many other things, I wound up having at least 1 or 2 late-night work sessions this month. I've literally been disoriented, and it was tough to type up the episode notes for this installment of this podcast. This episode, I want to take the time to thank you for your support this entire season. The few of you who clicked on the video and watched it to the end, liked, subscribed, left a comment, or shared the podcast with your friends, all of which you should do if you haven't done so. You folks have been amazing. Your support helps expand the outreach of this podcast and the knowledge presented in these podcast episodes. Every call to action, like, comment, share, subscription, all these count. During months like these, we should recognize it's okay to settle down once in a while and listen to a podcast episode such as this one to take our mind off of things and prevent and recover from workaholism. It's just been one relapse after another, folks.
Well, let's hope that April showers lead to May flowers and your life flourishes this month. You know, let's put it out in the universe. Let's really set our hearts to just flourishing this May.
Yeah, absolutely. Take the time, smell the flowers, maybe even dance in the rain as we still continue to get some showers. But absolutely, take the time to really, relax, re-engage, become grounded.
I led a morning conference session on grounding recently, and the importance of it. Colton, I would actually encourage you to look up grounding yourself. There's multiple ways to do it. It's actually, I love the physical act of taking your feet off and sticking your feet in some dirt. It's so needed. But also grounding, you can ground through scents as well. In my office, I have a diffuser, and so sometimes I'll diffuse some grounding scents, like more earthy scents, when I'm feeling chaos in like the lives of students and things like that. So yeah, look up grounding. Maybe you can see some like coping techniques that might help.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know standing in the sun is my favorite. So like 10 minutes of just standing in the sun. Don't stare at the sun. Unless you got your eclipse glasses on, you can then stare at the sun.
Safety first.
Or even a welding helmet, whatever you've got on hand. But yeah, just really taking it in on your face can just really change the mood of your whole day. And also know that you can still get sunlight on a cloudy day.
Which is why you should always wear sunscreen. Thank you for my TED Talk.
And one thing I can really take away from this is during the times I was tempted to overwork and stay up late at night to accomplish a certain task, which actually happened last night, believe it or not, whether it would be editing a podcast episode, designing a web layout, or even going through those copyright registrations, I went to bed instead when it was time to put my equipment and supplies away. This simple strategy, especially for those in the audience who overwork themselves, can and should be utilized more often. I can't stress this enough, folks. Just please don't end up like me, but by any means. It's literally not worth it, folks. It's just not worth it to just stay up late at night and just power through.
Yeah. And that applies to little and big things. Number one way that you're going to study wrong and fail a test is pulling an all-nighter. Get some sleep. Let that information soak in. Your brain processes things when you're asleep. You're able to look at things fresh the next day. Maybe something that was taking you 2 hours the night before takes you 30 minutes the next morning because you're fresh. Mm-hmm. Get some shut-eye.
On your comment on welding helmets, that actually leads into our random fact of the day, Zoe. In space, you don't need welding materials to get two metals to fuse. They'll do it on their own if you place them close enough together.
Oh my gosh. How crazy that I just pulled that out of my head and that was your random fact of the day. But also, are they different? It's like, do they just fuse? I don't really know what's in space. Not a place I want to visit. But I guess if I got the opportunity to for free, I would be probably more inclined. But I do hear from a conversation that I had with an astronaut actually recently. There's apparently nothing quite like Earthlight, which is something you can only get when you're in space.
Earthlight. The next big product coming to Walmart. No, I too am really baffled. I don't think I know enough about space. Maybe you would share some light as your past goal of being the first man on Mars. What is the fusing factor? Is it because space is just a vacuum and things just like to do weird things?
Allow me to address this. Well, actually, because we're moderately close to the sun, the sun's heat actually gets the metals hot enough to where if two pieces of metal are close enough, they're going to fuse. I think that might be what's going on.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So does it have to be outside of any other atmospheric forces, like on the moon? That wouldn't be a factor. Or anyway, I think I'm going down a lot of rabbit holes, and I just need to do a good wiki search later. Yeah.
Deep iceberg.
Oh my gosh. Well, when I can't sleep tonight, I'm going to be thinking about this fact. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what did you do as a college student the past 2 weeks?
Well, we better move along this fairly quickly. Accounting 203 was the usual business. Activity-based costing and incremental analysis. 2 lessons that I had to go through for Accounting 203. Did the reading quizzes, which I may or may not have struggled with. Take care of the homework, take on the midterm, rinse, repeat. Nothing more needs to be said. Pricing strategies. Introduce basic pricing strategies to break even, and also introduce the cognitive factors in the change of price. And this is actually not this week, but even though the episode notes say otherwise, but we're going to be beginning a project due in week 10, where we're going to need to determine the price of a random product. This will be a test of what we've learned as a class so far, and will be my chance to demonstrate I could set a price for products, whether it be merch or physical copy of my content for those who can't access the internet.
So applicable price is right.
Yes. In project management, we took a quick break from project in week 4 and went to the business mixer that was held at the same day as the career fair. Long story short, I got to connect with some OIT alumni. So for those of you who I met at the mixer and just recently connected with me on LinkedIn, welcome to the audience.
Welcome.
Welcome indeed. And then moving onward, our next class is, I do believe, MIS 225. We continued our studies through the course material. In preparation for the certification exam we'll be taking at the end of the term to prove ourselves as certified digital marketers and content creators.
Absolutely exciting.
And that exam has actually been tested out by Google themselves.
Oh, okay. Is this a new thing pushed out by Google?
They actually update these exams every single year. Every time a new version comes out, they actually update the exam as well as the content within the book.
Oh, nice. I like that. So it's always up to date.
And then we actually did a presentation in Writing 227Z. We did presentations Monday and Wednesday this week.
Oh, amazing. What presentation did you do? Like, what was your topic?
Well, of course, it was the research topic that I was doing, which is actually workaholism, which will actually lead into what I have to say for question 4 this episode, in which we were basically running out of ideas as to how we're going to structure the content creation side of things for this episode, because believe it or not, lo and behold, the equipment is still at my mom's.
It's okay. You'll get it eventually, because I know this summer you and your dad are going to set up a space, right?
Yes, I can confirm this. We do plan on setting up a space.
Yeah, so then you as a content creator will be the best you've ever been, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So what did you do as a content creator these past 2 weeks?
Okay, since we're running out of ideas, like I said, aside from giving out information regarding recent content creation trends, I'm going to go ahead and reveal the project I'm working on. It's a website known as the Klamath Workaholism Helpline. It's designed with one purpose: educate and encourage. Educate the public on workaholism and encouraging struggling workaholics to seek help. This website will be in beta testing starting next week to a reserved group of individuals, including some of my professors, Dr. Clark and Galen Moorer. So that's basically 3 professors, 2 other individuals, as well as my Writing 227Z class.
Wow, you have a nice group supporting you through this. This is so exciting.
Yeah, this website's literally been in development since, I'm trying to think, I'd say 3 weeks ago when I began doing keyword research.
Oh, excellent. So, what is one component of this website that you're proudest on and that you can share as a little teaser?
I'm mostly proud of how I've been able to embed the call buttons that are on the Workaholism resources page.
That's exciting. That's really wonderful.
I'm actually delving into code a little bit. And odds are I might actually be delving into code a little bit more, since I'm actually thinking about not only traveling abroad for some of my Capstone parts, but I'm also going to utilize what I've learned in the international courses through Python.
Yeah.
And with an Intel Core Ultra computer, that's the NPU that Intel recently came out with. I'm not sure if you've heard about this before, Charlotte. Have you heard about it? The Intel Core Ultra?
No, I am so sorry. I'm not really in on the tech boards, but tell me about the Intel Core, please.
Okay, so Intel Core Ultra is basically Intel's latest in the line of processors, in which they've actually made a critical advancement. There's a new processing unit called the Neural Processing Unit, also known as an NPU in short.
A non-playable university.
No, I literally just said the full
No,
term.
you did. Sorry, that was me. Wow, okay. That is so very exciting. But I also want to further ask, because I too studied abroad in college, and actually I think that is one of the most valuable things you can do as a college student, is study abroad. Where would you go abroad? Where would you take courses?
Well, I have actually listened to the study abroad presentation that was done on Tuesday. We were in class in project management, and Professor Bickford told us all about the study abroad opportunities. I think she said that we would be headed to Iceland, places around Europe.
Oh, amazing. I studied in South Korea, and my sister studied at Cambridge in the UK, and I mean, both really wonderful opportunities, both very different styles, but both of us fully agree. And my best friend studied in Greece. She was inspired by Mamma Mia, who isn't. And all of us agree, like, best thing that could happen to you, the things that you learn, the cultures that you, traditions that you adopt and you appreciate, so valuable for your life and wherever you go, even on Mars.
Just had to bring that up again, huh?
Sorry, I think I'm still on the space thing. Like, I cannot stop thinking about the metal.
Sing metal.
Together. Wow, that's so incredible.
Warm in a cold space.
Yo,
Makes sense.
Oh my goodness, Milky Way.
Confusing. I don't understand.
Okay. Nice. No, I'm excited. If you ever want to talk about study abroad, I didn't study through Oregon Tech, but I can let you know some of the pathways I used and some of the companies I connected with.
Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, I could learn Python coding as well as machine learning in these international courses, and then take on possibly an international research project, studying with other professors that have knowledge on OpenVINO. Okay. Because who knows? Some of these professors out of the nation, they might actually have further intel, no pun intended, on OpenVINO.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, and you might be a little young, but maybe Zoe knows. Did you ever have a Tumblr blog?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was the weird kid with the Tumblr blogs. I have no idea what type of coding it was, but I learned how to code to change my website design in my Tumblr blog. And to this day, I'm very proud of, like, my 12-year-old self. But I'm very curious as to what code that is, what code is used. And maybe you can practice on Tumblr sometimes, making your own little blog.
Didn't have Tumblr. I had MySpace. Yeah, to put in the little widgets, like we have now to do your, like, music or who was in your but yeah, there would be different things and designs that you would have to put in. Yeah, like some zeros and ones and dashes, and kind of confused because I went and got an animal science degree and I don't know anything that our students are talking about here.
No,
So basically, dummy variable coding.
Yes.
No, I would find something in the code and it would be like color. And then I'm like, is that this color for this? So then I would change that color that I would say to a different color. And then sometimes it would change the thing I'd want and sometimes not. It was just like a whole learning experience, really.
And so by learning Python as well as machine learning internationally, I could possibly take an international research opportunity and master how OpenVINO works if I acquire a laptop with an Intel Core Ultra processor.
Gnarly. I like that.
Because with Intel Core Ultra, OpenVINO works very well. OpenVINO was literally released alongside the Intel Core Ultra. Like, not too far off after OpenVINO was announced, the Intel Core Ultra processors were announced. And they're actually coming out with the 200 series late this year. I'm talking quarter 3 or quarter 4. Probably quarter 3.
So is this like a processor that you would possibly put in your computer? Or is it more than that?
I think I would possibly have to upgrade, but I wouldn't mind too much. Assuming that our copyright business goes to court and all goes well with that.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, we'll be making bank, and we will be throwing bands.
Yeah.
So, your production of your content this last 2 weeks, how's it been going?
Well, my main hope for this website is people can have an additional resource to utilize when combating work addiction. The website will be a way to educate the public about the dangers of workaholism, tips to combat it, and easy access to professional services through the click of a call button. And I'll be revealing the expected release date of the website next episode. I stated next week in the episode notes, and like I said, that was probably me being disoriented.
No, that's okay. I think let's build some hype. I mean, T-minus 14 days and we'll get a date. Love it.
Absolutely. And, all of us who do have our workaholic tendencies will really, really appreciate having a website with some resources beyond just articles and web pages that don't lead us to any local or actual people, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to be talking to robots or our chat bots online. What does it look like to actually gain something face to face?
Absolutely, folks.
I love it. Love to see it.
Yep, absolutely. Local resources, I felt, is what we've lacked in terms of addressing workaholism, especially amongst Oregon Tech students, staff, and faculty. And I'm hoping that at least this website will reach those individuals. But I'll be surprised if this actually reaches a wide variety of people, even people outside of Oregon, Klamath Falls. It'd be truly astounding.
Yeah, I think so too. I would love to hear the quote of the day and see if it's as thought-provoking as our fact of the day.
A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. And that quote is by David Brinkley.
Yeah. Do you think he forges those bricks together in space?
No, I highly doubt that.
Yeah, because it's not metal, huh?
Nope, not metal at all.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Yeah. Do you think that you have a firm foundation with the success you've been offered?
I'd say so. I mean, I'm not exactly like those creators like Markiplier, Dan DDM, or Jacksepticeye, which we actually talked about last episode. We actually discussed how Jacksepticeye was actually planning to retire, but not right away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't heard about Jacksepticeye retiring. I was never a Jacksepticeye. I was more Jack's Films, Markiplier than PewDiePie. Like, those are my whole... Actually, scratch that. All of those bow down to Jenna Marbles, queen of the internet. She was my holy grail content creator.
Yeah, she when she went offline, so did I. So it's kind of, and then Vine came around, and then that died, and then we got what was it? Musical.ly. Then we got TikTok, which will be banned soon if we're not careful. But it's okay. We've got our Instagram Reels and our Facebook. And, we're all just really connected.
I actually legitimately heard about the TikTok ban. I mean, just, like, why? Why would legislation do this?
Really interesting, and they snuck it through with a relief package.
And wait, we ran out of time.
Good.
I didn't even.
I actually shouldn't be saying.
Yeah,
I know, right?
And it's probably for the best. But either way, let's just hope that content creation and the freedom to create content pulls through in the end.
Yeah, absolutely, and that it's not employed just to make politicians to make more money, because that's upsetting, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're gonna go right on ahead. Go to our scholarly shout-outs. Our first shout-out goes out to Cameron Viernes for guiding me on the accounting homework and preparing for the midterm. Well, it's actually guiding me on the accounting homework. Charlie Canetto helped me do that.
Nice. Thanks, Cameron. Fun fact, Cameron, when I was in junior high, my favorite book series, the main character's name was Cameron, and I asked my mom to change my name to Cameron because I loved it so much. So congratulations for having the best name.
Got pretty close with Charlotte.
The Caesar there. Okay.
To be named Connor, and my mom settled for Zoe. So very different ends of the spectrum.
No, that's fair. Well, if I was a man, I would have been Carl, which Thank you. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I love my Uncle Carl, but Uncle Carl, that's the name of your time. Okay, not mine.
Yeah. And our second scholarly shout out goes out to Colby Caphart, one of my fellow classmates in Writing 227Z, for utilizing his research to preserve modern day digital media as well as classic works.
Oh, I love that. Classic works, meaning, is that like
Physical
classic
media.
Okay, physical media. Beautiful. Recently, I saw a person online that is taking music, old music that has no recording, right? No digital footprint that exists, recording it and putting it on the internet. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. So that these like songs that were composed hundreds of years ago don't die. So I think that's so important.
And during the bad recording on episode 12, we actually discussed the Pretendo initiative to preserving online play for the Nintendo 3DS and Wii U.
That's so exciting. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nintendo just recently shut down online services for 3DS and Wii U.
Wow, that's interesting. Wii U, was that the one where it had like the screen on the controller?
Yes.
Kind of that, okay, it was like precursor to Switch, and I knew no one that got the Wii U.
It's probably inevitable that Nintendo's probably going to cut online services for the Switch whenever the next gen console is going to come by. So only God knows what we're going to do if that comes around.
Well, I'm just going to enjoy my Hogwarts Legacy that I have in physical copy then.
Okay, creator credit goes to Revtrocity. That's our first creator credit. Revtrocity is a voice acting YouTuber known for acting as a VA for the various video game characters that don't have canonical voice actors, particularly Undertale and Deltarune. He became well known for his saying a lot of things videos he did as various characters, including that of Jevil, Spamton, whose AI voice by Alex Roshan was used in prior episode skits of this podcast, and many others. He recently made his first saying a lot of things video, actually remade his first saying a lot of things video, saying a lot of things as Jevil. This remake shows that this creator cares about preserving nostalgic old videos, even those that were not made too long ago. Thank you for sharing an old memory that was made years ago while the pandemic was still looming to some degree.
Oh, wow, years ago. You know, that is kind of true. Sometimes I forget how that pandemic was 4 years ago.
You want to hear a fun fact? The babies born during the pandemic will be entering kindergarten next year.
Oh my gosh.
People entering the schools have never seen a life outside of that.
Wow. Their paradigm that they're bringing into the educational world is so unique. I wonder what we'll see and what like the new passion of this generation of babies will be, you know?
There's been some debatable talk about Gen Alpha. I'm not going to say anything else. All I'm going to say is that.
I'm just trying to stay positive about the next generation. Okay, they're going through enough with hormones and puberty. They don't need hate on by adults. Oh my gosh.
Just probably the compassion that's going to come out of all of this is just how much people have spent time with other people and just the valuing of time of being with people. Yeah. And what it's like to really have that taken away and then coming back and recovering from it. So we're all going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Second creator credit goes to Striding Spark. I recently came across an animation that was made 8 months ago by this creator. Striding Spark is an animator known for creating unique sprite animations of your favorite games. If anyone watching this channel remembers Killer Instinct, you're going to be impressed after finding out that this animator made a crossover animation between Super Smash Bros. And Killer Instinct.
That's kind of fun. I like that. Fresh.
Striding Spark did an amazing job mixing the properties of Smash Bros. And Killer Instinct into one video, that being the launch rate as well as Killer Instinct's combo system.
Oh, okay.
And so they took those into one video, hit from hit, second to second, frame to frame. If you've not already, go check out their channel and give this animator some love. All these links, including the Workaholism fundraiser link, are going to be in the description of this podcast episode.
Love it. Let's share some love to others. Let's have a direct line. Contact.
Absolutely. And if you haven't liked, subscribed, rated down below, we would appreciate it if you would do that to really boost not only this podcast, but the content that's throughout it so others can gain some knowledge, but also work on their own content creating skills while being in college.
Thank you for the reminder. Well, I had a blast, folks.
I did too. Great to be back. Sorry, a little scattered, I feel like. Something to say.
Absolutely. But we're back on track, and we will keep trucking through the rest of this term.
Yeah.
All right. And remember, folks, there'll be disappointments in life, but we humans have the power to turn those disappointments into accomplishments. This is Colton W. Hurst, a.k.a. Waynesy0207, the fourth wall breaking one-man army, signing out. Good night.
Good night.
Special thanks go to Oregon Institute of Technology, celebrating 75 years of applied learning in climate, climate candies. This has been a fourth wall breaking one-man army production.